I am all about that. If we can go game to game to game to game, series to series, no breaks, wunderbar. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
Ooh, into a TVZ once more.
Yeah, we have seen it before, for no regret. So, we're going to have to see how well Seraph is ready to go. Seraph is a player that I've heard the name of. But I haven't quite gotten to see too many games from him, so I'm excited to see how this is going to go.
It looks like in the bracket, Markin from our first series was able to eliminate Ace, but he's now going to be up against Believe. So Believe is going to have a bit of a road to travel if he wants to get back into that top 3. If he wants to get back into the money, into the free ticket, and kind of maintain his status as like that number 1 seed.
Yeah. And especially, with Masa not here, next week's tournament is kind of going to be that tournament where it's like, okay, so who is second best in Toronto, I guess, right?
Yeah. When Masa is away, who comes to play?
Yeah. And,
No Regret is one of those guys. BioIce, also probably one of those guys that you expect to see. Believe. So there's a couple of names that people may be familiar with that are going to be potentially joining up into the battle, taking the fight for Masa when Masa is gone.
Yeah. But we're going to see one of those possible contenders of No Regret and a possible new face for Toronto City, Seraph. And our first game is going to be on Inferno Pools.
I don't know how that happened.
I don't know either, but no, it's the beta system, so evidently someone forgot to man it. But we're going to be getting into it. Who do we got here, Cyber?
In the top side, our northern spawn position, we have our red Zerg player from Team Ascension. This is No Regret.
And over on the bottom right of Inferno Pools, we have our yellow Terran player representing one step ahead. It is Seraph. And No Regret, he's going to be starting things out by going straight down south. We've got those vertical spawns again. So, we'll have to see. Inferno Pools, it's a map I have honestly not seen since the last time Inferno Pools was in Tourcraft Cup, which is, I want to say, back in February, I think, was the last time I saw this.
Personally, I was sad to see that Deadwing was gone from the ladder pool and that Inferno Pools was staying. It made my heart weep. No Regret, like you mentioned, is going to be going for that clockwise scout pattern. Is that what Seraph's going to be going for? Maybe he just won't even bother scouting. He does drop the Rex on 12, and there's the 12 gas as well. Reaper openings, they're still good. They're still pretty common as well.
Yeah, and Inferno Pools, you've got that giant back door of cliffs, just for the Reapers, of course. So, should work out pretty well, provided he can micro. And No Regret! He's going to be doing the exact same thing we saw from him in the last time. We've got a gold base coming out.
He does not like Terran players, or maybe he doesn't like the maps Expedition Lost or Inferno Pools. Also very likely that he just wants to crush nerds and get through this tournament as quickly as possible. He's like, hey, I got things to do, I got places to go, I got money to win, and I'm here to win it, so just hand it over to me right now. SCV is going out for the scout. Reaper is on the way as well. One thing that we do have to keep an eye on is, how many Reapers are we going to see? Is it going to be one Reaper into the slightly faster factory, or is it going to be the double Reapers and delaying that factory that little bit more in the hopes of doing the extra damage?
Yeah. And right now, it looks like it's going to be the double Reaper here for Seraph. But I wouldn't be surprised if we just saw like a ridiculous amount of Reapers. As, a lot of Terran players in the region have taken after Masa. They've seen his builds, they're like, I want to do that. And one of Masa's builds is having like 8 Reapers, and they just don't die because he micros them like a god. And, players, obviously not quite up to the micro capability of Masa, but definitely trying to take after it and try to reach that level is definitely a goal that many people set for themselves.
Reapers are one of those units that I love to build a lot of for that exact reason, just because they're so easy to micro and they're so much fun to micro. Okay, these drones, if this was a crazy Zerg player, they could be brought off the line to try to deal with the Reaper. Hopefully, Seraph is just going to follow these drones and be like, where are you going with these drones? As I don't think he's actually spotted that gold base. I mean, certainly he shouldn't have, and that's not the sort of thing that you always expect.
Yep, and it looks like he's trying to just kill these drones, but I think he should let them live so that he can see it. And now he will. He knows what is going on. He spotted the creep. He saw the queen. There's no reason a queen should be out there unless there's a base there, and that's exactly what is happening. He's going to be hopping up into the main base now. And, you know, only a queen for defense. Not too many drones.
Not too many drones, but on the other side of the map, we do have that third CC coming down rather quickly. It was the racks, the factory, and then the third CC. So it is going to be, I mean, like before Starport, before any sort of 1-1-1, they could be getting on the way. So Baneling Nest also on the way, but these Reapers, they're going to be hopping back home, of course, with only 2. You don't have quite enough firepower to really contend the Queens. That's where the crucial third Reaper does come in.
Yeah. But for right now, it looks like we're going to be seeing a very similar build to what we saw in Expedition Lost 2 series ago. Got a lot of Zerglings heading out, Baneling Nest finishing up. That gold base is starting to get close to saturation. And right now, that natural is very open. The wall almost was down, but it looks like he sees the 2 Hellions, he sees the 2 Reapers. The Reaper's actually going to be jumping down. 6 Banelings going to get morphed in.
Morphed a little bit within vision of that orbital, so he does know what's happening. Okay, bunker pull was maybe a little bit late. Hopefully, he was already thinking about the bunker before that. Now, he does have that third CC finishing up, could turn it into an orbital and still have that really consistent mule production if he ends up losing SCVs. Oh, but there's a hole in the wall. That Rax is not a tight wall off, and the bunker is in nowhere near done as the Zerglings do crash into here with these Banelings, and those hits are absolutely devastating.
Yep, we've got one Baneling hit, all of the SCVs, damaging them to below half health. Right now, we've got one more Baneling. We'll be able to take out a Hellion, but it looks like Seraph will hold a bit for now. Does have 4 Hellions, 5 Hellions, highly damaged, but does still keep his 2 Reapers. And, you know, along with this, he does have the 3 command centers. So that is helpful. We'll be able to resaturate his SCVs rather quickly. We'll be able to get in those mules. And there is still a hole in the wall for our
He has not plugged it just yet. There's the beginning construction of that orbital. And getting to that 3 orbital, that triple mule status is so important. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of bio units to actually get inside this bunker. So again, the defense is still just the majority of these Hellions and a couple of Reapers that are in here. Once again, Baneling's going to be waddling towards those SCVs. Can they get the impact that they need? Relatively nice splitting mules also being split away from the SCVs. There's the crash in. Down to just 7 workers is Seraph. The power of mules is extreme, but can he actually hold off against a gold base? No regret.
I don't know if he'll be able to. He's lost a lot of SCVs, down to 3, and GG comes out from Seraph. No regret taking game number 1 in a very similar style to what we've seen before.
When you see a Terran player drop down to those single-digit SCV numbers, you're like, do you really think you can come back from here? You are very confident if you think that you can still make it back. Down to like 3 or 4 actual SCVs. Yeah, he has triple mule, but they're not that OP. They're quite good, but I don't know about that OP.
Yeah, this isn't Wings of Liberty. You cannot send your mules to gold bases and have them mine infinite amounts of minerals for as long as they live. But, you know, Seraph, you gotta take it in stride. Recollect yourself, go into game number 2 with an open mind, and hopefully pick a map without gold bases. That also does help.
Yeah. Now, if that map choice was actually no regret...
Ooh.
I don't actually know what the next map is, but if this next map is Expedition Lost, I'm kind of curious if no regret is just going to do the same thing and just be like, easy life, easy win. Go for that gold base fast.
Yeah. It's been working for him, so
yeah. Why change the winning team, as they say? The map is actually going to be Echo, but still lots of opportunities for aggressive plays on this map.
Yeah, it's a very small map, 2-player map as well, so scouting is not that much of a problem. No regret, I feel like if he scouted the wrong way, it would have been a bit more difficult for him, though he did have the 2 overlords going opposite directions, so did
True.
cover all of his faults.
Inferno Pools, I feel like it ends up being wonky, dirty games more often than a standard macro game. And maybe that's because people don't like it, or maybe it's because we rarely see it in those situations, and so when we do see it, someone just wants a quick win. But whatever the case may be, Echo, everything is more standard in comparison to, like, Inferno Pools as far as the actual map pool goes. Unless you're talking about, like, the Clan Wars map pool, but that's not ladder. So, as far as ladder maps are concerned, like, everything is more standard than Inferno Pools.
Yeah, I'd have to say Echo's probably going to become the new Overgrowth / Daybreak / what was the...
Vonnie Research Station has kind of taken that role thus far.
Well, Vonnie Research Station has also been around a bit longer too, right?
Yeah, I think one more season than Echo.
Yeah, because Echo
was like a Team Liquid Map Contest 5 finalist, I believe. Or was it the winner?
I think this was TLMC 5 winner.
It may have been.